Here we go. It is now time for the world-famous Butch and Bob Show, brought to you by O'Quinn & Associates, Country Financial, Damon's Famous Fingers and Wings, Murphy Builder Supply, and First Southern Bank.
Most people understand the need for life insurance, but not many want to talk about why it's essential to your financial plan. It may seem intimidating, but it doesn't have to be. Don't get overwhelmed. Get started with Country Financial. Call me, Sean O'Quinn, today at 588-1051 and let me work with you to find life insurance that gives you the protection you need at a price you can afford.
Life insurance policies issued by Country Life Insurance Company and Country Investors Life Assurance Company, Bloomington, Illinois.
Damon's Famous Fingers and Wings restaurant in Jessup is now open for business, practicing social distancing, but still serving that great food that Damon's is famous for. Come inside or come through the drive-thru, but Damon's is open inside and welcomes back its customers. The menu's the same, the service is fast, and the food is fantastic, and the sauces remain the same, mild, wild, insane, or inferno. The number is the same, 588-WING, 588-9464. Damon's Restaurant on West Cherry Street in Jessup, dining room now open for business. Come on in and enjoy a great meal today.
Since 1946, Murphy's Builder Supply has been serving the folks of Jessup, Wayne, and surrounding counties with quality products and knowledgeable service. Matter of fact, they feel they sell service first to make sure you get exactly what you need for your home improvement projects. And with each employee at Murphy's being there for 10 years or more, you know you're talking with someone with the experience to help you with building supplies, tools, paint, and all the things you need from a full-service hardware store. The best choice in home improvement is Murphy's Builder Supply, 156 Northeast Broad Street, Jessup.
Hi, I'm Raymond Brown.
And I'm Mandy Yeomans. At First Southern Bank, our customers are like family. As a locally owned community bank, we're dedicated to helping our clients succeed.
We have loans for every need, whether it's personal or business. We have lines of credit, auto loans, equipment loans, and of course, we offer mortgages. Stop by our bank or call us at 912-588-1010 and see how First Southern Bank can help you.
Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
The following is an exclusive presentation of Jessup Broadcasting, the sports leader in Southeast Georgia.
World famous. The world famous Butch and Bob Show.
7 minutes after 8 o'clock, Big Dog Country, WIFO, 105.5 FM in Jessup. World famous Butch and Bob Show right here on WIFO. And Bob, you ready to hit up Savannah tonight?
We're going.
You're going.
Leaving early because last time we went, they had that 18 wheeler stuck in the middle of the road and couldn't get through get on 95. So we're going to make sure we leave early today.
All right. Well, so you're eating lunch there in Savannah.
Just got to get out of here early.
Well, you had a lot of folks who text or emailed in birthdays for you today. Happy birthday to our very own Bob Morgan.
I'm excited because it's 62. You get
62.
You get to move up to the gold tees at Pine Forest, Kentucky. So it's a good day. I've been waiting for months. I've been
Bob will be driving off from the gold tees at Pine Forest.
I'm moving on up. It's going to help my game. It's got to help.
Got to help.
Yeah,
All right,
I'm excited.
Help. All right. Well, we've got a special guest in this morning. Who do we have, Bob?
We got Tim Cockfield running for city commissioner in District 3, former city commissioner. You've been on the board for quite some time. Long. I mean, how many years did you serve as city commissioner?
I served about 8 years, and then I served 4 years as a county commissioner.
Right. So you were on both boards, right?
I was a city commissioner and a county commissioner.
I was telling somebody, and I still miss your mom, because when something controversial was going on and I had to report it about you, she'd call up and say, Bob, I don't like what I'm hearing on that radio. And I'd say, Merle, you need to turn that radio off for a couple of days.
She was my biggest supporter.
Yeah, she was.
I miss her a lot.
But like I said, you were somebody who didn't mind stirring it up, and you would speak your mind many times, and a lot of controversial stuff. I mean, some people would call you sometimes contentious on the board. Would you?
I've been called worse than that, but
no.
Hopefully I've aged well, and I'm not quite as contentious as I used to be.
Well, you're trying to get back on the board, District 3. Right. Nick Harris isn't running, so everybody's been in here. We ask about how, with the pandemic, how's the campaign? Some people aren't going door to door. Some people are. So what's your approach?
I kind of both. I think now this is the first time I've run when social media played a big impact. And I'm not a Facebook person. I didn't have a Facebook account before the campaign, but I've started a Facebook page. So I'm trying to reach out to people through that. But I'm going door to door, putting up signs, going around seeing people, making some phone calls. You know, it's different now than it has been in the past, because it used to be everybody had a home phone. You could look their number up and call them on the phone. Now, if you don't know somebody's cell number, it's hard to get in touch with them. So I've been trying to reach out to them through Facebook or just go talk to them. But, you know, it hasn't changed that much. You just have to modify your approach a little bit.
Just joining us, Tim Caulfield in the studio, running for City Council District 3. What makes up District 3 in the city of Jessup?
It's primarily the area of behind the hospital where I live, and then it goes back and takes in the Macon Street community back toward the jail, and circles back around and takes in those apartments on Sunset, and then back around to Wayne Terrace and over to Sunset Villas, and it stops there. It's kind of a curved district.
And how many registered voters in that district? You know?
A little over 700.
700. So, we were talking at the Touchdown Club. With that few voters, you got to make sure you get your voters out, and you got to hope people do go vote. Right?
Well, look, I mean, when Nick Harris won, and Mr. Harris is not running for re-election; it's an open seat. But when Mr. Harris won 10 years ago, he won by one vote. And I lost an election one time by one vote. Yeah. So I mean, literally, it comes down to just a handful of votes, especially in a small race.
We encourage. I mean, we tell that story all the time. Every vote counts.
Right.
They tell that joke about the three guys who went fishing in the sheriff's race and he lost by 2, and they said, "Well, we would have voted. We
voted for you, but we're fishing.
We thought you had won." So,
That's right.
I mean, you got to.
I don't know if I never told them that.
I mean, they tell us. They say it's a true story.
It is a true story. I was here. It was a true story.
So I mean, so you got to get out and vote for sure.
Right.
So
that's right.
Make sure people get to the polls and vote. So
and hopefully with early voting, and early voting's changed this year. It's all at Cracker Williams, not at the courthouse.
There's 2 Saturday early voting days as well. So
and there's no excuse for not voting.
So when you go see the people, what do you tell them? What's your platform? What are you running on?
Well, I mean, I hear a lot of people come on here and talk about the dire situation Jessup's in. There's some areas that need to be corrected, but I think overall Mayor Keith did a good job, and the city commissioners that are there have done a good job. And so we need to sort of keep the ship going in the right direction, but obviously we want to take a look at anywhere we can save money. But primarily the reason I ran this an open seat, and I've lost both of my parents in the last year and a half, and I've faced some health problems of my own in the last few years, and so that's brought me closer to God than I've ever been. And so I prayed about it, I thought about it, I prayed a lot about it, and I kept asking God, lead me in the right direction, tell me what I need to do. And so I feel like He's leading me in this direction. I feel like I'm experienced. I feel like I don't have to have any on-the-job training. I feel like I can hit the ground running on day one. The city does have some issues. They've got to hire a city manager. They've got to, they're overseeing a lot of big projects. They're overseeing this water and sewer project going out here toward the radio station that's going to take in the new industrial park. And so there's a lot of things that you really have to know what you're doing. We don't have a situation. We won't have a new mayor. We're maybe going to have 3 new commissioners. We don't know how many new commissioners we're going to have. We know we're going to have at least 1 new one because Mr. Harris is not running for re-election. So, I feel like I can provide some experience and, bring something to the table that is unique to me.
I've been asking the people running, like I said, the city manager position is going to be pretty much filled before y'all get there. And a lot of people are, like I said, you could have possibly 3 new commissioners, and they're not going to have a say. So where do you stand on that? Would you hope they would wait till the new board's elected, or what?
That's a tough decision. I mean, the commissioners that are in there now are in there until December 31st. But the fact remains that at least one of them is not going to be there. And so, I don't think that would be a bad idea to wait on the new commissioners. You'll have a new mayor.
So you're definitely going to have a new mayor. Definitely going to have one new commissioner. So
we want to make sure whoever they hire for city manager is compatible with the new commission.
Right.
Because the commissioners that are there that aren't running for re-election, they only have 2 more years on their terms. Right. And so the new commissioners, and of course the mayor is running for an unexpired term.
The current city commissioners and whoever gets elected is still dealing with those lawsuits. I'm
right.
just curious, you're somebody who keeps in tune with what's going on in the city and the county, so how'd you see all that playing out, and how do you feel about those?
I'm worried about that. I mean, I've talked to some of the commissioners off the record, and I think that lawsuit has the potential to cost the city a lot of money. I mean, a lot of money, like maybe in the seven figures. And so that's something we need to make sure that doesn't ever happen again. Make sure we've got policies in place to prevent that from happening again.
Right. Have you had a chance to talk to the attorney at all?
No, I mean, I've talked to him. We're friends, but no, we haven't talked about the lawsuit. No.
You mentioned, people say they have these vision, so what's your vision for the city of Jessup if you get elected? What would some of the things you'd like to see done?
Well, I think we just need to make Jessup the best place it can be.
Another issue, before we get there, the pool's another issue. Like I said, the pool's just sitting there.
Right.
Supposedly they said the expense is going to be a lot more. If you get on there, do you want to see that completed, or do you think?
No, I definitely think we need to see that completed, and we need to see it through. They've gone this far. We've got to see it finished. I think we need to collaborate with the school board. We need a place where not only can we do recreational swimming, but we need a place where the swim team can practice, or maybe we can even host swim meets. And so we need to see that project finished. I think we need to bring in somebody that specializes in commercial pools, and do a request for proposals and take proposals from 3 or 4 companies that do commercial pools and say, we shouldn't try to continue to do this ourselves, dig it out ourselves and that sort of thing. We need to hire a professional to come in and at least give us a price on what it's going to cost, where we know, okay, this is the amount of money it's going to cost.
My confusion is the expense, and like I said, the school system has a swim team. County kids use the pool as well.
Right.
Why isn't there a effort between all 3 entities?
Right.
And everybody
and it shouldn't be borne by. I mean, Wayne County has 30,000 people, and the county has a lot bigger tax base than the city of Jessup does. And so the cost of that ought not to be borne by the less than 10,000 people that live in Jessup. It should be borne by the whole county. And so we need to work with the county commissioners. We need to work with the school board, and come up with a plan to see that through.
Another big issue is the fire protection.
Mm-hmm.
I know you fall on that. Where do you fall on that? How do you see that playing out between the city and you think they'll be able to reach an agreement to keep that?
Oh, yeah, I think so. I mean, look, I know some of the county commissioners. I've worked with them before. They're reasonable people. They realize that they're going to have to pay money to the city for us to provide fire protection. Now, long term, like I said, the county's much larger than the city. And right now, I think a lot of a disproportionate number of the calls are out in the unincorporated county. So, they know that, I would imagine they know that at some point we're going to have a county fire department like Glenn County has. But in the interim, they're going to have to contract with the city of Jessup to provide those services, and they're going to have to pay, we cost the city a lot of money to send manpower out there to, wear and tear on the fire trucks. And the other issue, which ISO correctly pointed out, is if all of our city firefighters are in way out 10 miles out in the county fighting a fire, and my house catches on fire in the city, I'm paying city taxes. Who's there to look over my house or your house? So
I got to apologize. Like I said, everybody, I've known you so long, I just assume everybody knows who Tim Cockfield is, but there's people out there that move in and don't know who. So tell us a little bit about who Tim Cockfield is, where you grew up, your family, things like that.
Yeah, I was born and raised here in Wayne County, lived here my whole life. I'm a retired CPA. I used to own the drive-in theater. And so, I've got experience making payrolls and doing budgets and hiring and firing employees and retaining employees. So, I think that gives me, between my experience as a businessman and my experience as a CPA, I've worked on governmental audits. Governmental accounting is a different ball game than regular accounting, and you've probably picked that up if you've ever looked at a government financial statement. They use what they call fund accounting, and so I believe I bring a unique skill set to the race. But I was born and raised here. I have married, got one daughter who's a student at College of Coastal Georgia in Brunswick, and so, I'm invested in this community. I've lived here my whole life, and I hope my daughter stays here, and so I think Jessup is a great place. I hear people criticize Jessup, and we've got our share of issues that need to be addressed, but we've also got our share of positives.
You've been here a long time, as well as anybody. Everything works better when everybody's pulling in one direction.
Yep.
And there's been times where the city and the county governments don't get along. A couple of years past, I think it's better right now than it has been, but in years past, it hasn't been, so that's an important part of being a city commissioner, to be able to have that relationship with the county and make sure everybody's on the same page. So,
and I think that gives me a unique perspective, because I've been a county commissioner. Not many people have been a county commissioner and go back down to being a city commissioner. You mentioned James Johnson the other morning, who was a longtime city commissioner. He was a county commissioner for 1 or 2 terms. And he was always told us when I was there before, y'all need to think about, this is what the county has to look at. Well, I know now what the county commissioners are facing, what they're looking at, because, the county's a much larger budget, a lot more money, a lot more responsibility, and there's fewer commissioners. But, sometimes the interests are a little bit opposite, but we need to bring those interests together. But I can work with the county commissioners. Like I said, I'm personal friends with some of them, and I think I can sit down, because I've sat in their shoes, and I know kind of where they're coming from, and we just have to find some common ground and do things that we can support each other.
Well, the taxpayers, what they want to know is what's going to affect them, which is their pocketbook. They're always looking for taxes to be decreased, and
Well, like, for example,
that's why
the garbage service in the city. One of my long beefs has been, the county the county residents don't pay for a residential garbage collection, but the city residents do. We pay for it on our bill, and I've contended all along that if the county's going to pick up the residents in the unincorporated areas garbage and not charge them for it, then they should pick up our garbage and not charge us for it. And really, in the big scheme of the county, it really wouldn't cost the county that much more money. Now, the county says they use a pot of money that's supposed to be just for the unincorporated residents, and that's what they use to pay for that, but I'm not quite sure I agree with that. But, there's areas like that we can work together. The other thing I wanted to mention, too, I've heard some talk about changing the DDA or creating an economic development authority. Look, the last thing we need to do is be in competition with the county. We need to work with the county. So, like, for example, the city's spending millions of dollars to extend water and sewer service out to this new industrial park. Well, the IDA went to the city and asked them to do that. The city could have told them no, but the city didn't. They said, sure, they applied for a grant. It costs a lot of money to do a project like that. Most of the time you have to have a grant in order to be able to afford to do it. But that's investing in our future. But that's a way, the city of Jessup doesn't need its own development authority that's going to be, in competition with the county. We need to do things like support the county IDA through infrastructure and things like that, fire protection, things that we can say to a potential business coming here, this is why you need to locate in Jessup or Wayne County, because this is what we offer.
Right. Again, just joining us, Tim Caulfield in the studio with us, candidate for District 3. Again, we appreciate you coming in.
Thank you.
Anything else? We always ask the question when people go to the voting booth on Tuesday, November 2nd, early voting, and they're in District 3, why should they vote Tim Caulfield?
Well, I just feel like I bring a unique skill set to the job. Like I said, I've got the experience, the training, and I believe I can hit the ground running from day one. The city's facing a lot of issues that are going to have to be addressed. The lawsuit's going to have to be addressed. The search for a city manager potentially would have to be addressed. Or if we have a new city manager, it's going to take them time to get grounded here. And so all of those are very important issues. But I would just urge the people to do the same thing I did. Pray about it. Look at our qualifications and, pick the person that you feel like is most qualified.
Okay. Well, again, I appreciate you coming in.
Thank you.
Like I said, wish you the best of luck in the campaign, and we'll follow closely. And it's Tuesday, November 2nd, early voting gets underway in a couple of weeks.
Thank you.
All right.
Appreciate you coming in.
Thanks for coming in, Tim. All right, WIFO 105.5 FM in Jessup. We'll be back more of the world-famous Butch and Bob Show in a moment.
When further treatment is no longer an option, hospice can provide services to manage symptoms and difficulties caused by illness. Emotional, psychosocial, and spiritual care, as well as support to the families and caregivers, are all part of hospice care. Hospice of South Georgia has been a part of the health community in Wayne and surrounding counties since 1998. The professional yet compassionate attention provided by our staff is unsurpassed. Widely supported by donations from the local population, Hospice of South Georgia is the local nonprofit hospice in Wayne County. Our administrative office is located at 1625 Sunset Boulevard, and Hospice of South Georgia accepts anyone who meets hospice criteria, regardless of their ability to pay. Please call 912-588-0080 to speak with someone about hospice care. That was 912-588-0080. We are your hometown hospice, and we are here to serve you. Hospice of South Georgia. working to add life to your days.
South Georgia weather.
Here's your WIFO forecast. Patchy fog early, chance of showers and thunderstorms in the morning. Then showers and thunderstorms likely in the afternoon, east wind 10 to 15, upper 70s. Showers and thunderstorms likely this evening, low around 70. Tomorrow, chance of showers and thunderstorms early. Then showers likely, chance of afternoon thunderstorms, highs low 80s. Georgia Chief Meteorologist John Weatherby in the Georgia 811 Weather Center. Contact 811 before you dig.
All right, 825, 105.5 FM in Jessup, Big Dog Country Radio, WIFO. And Bob, Wayne County football Thursday night. Usually don't have hardly any Thursday night games, but, back when we used to play in the Savannah region, we had several Thursday night games because they have to share the stadiums over there. But Thursday night football tonight taking on BC, just a tremendous, tough battle tonight for our Wayne County Yellow Jackets because I think BC's ranked fourth in their division.
Fourth in the Class 4A. And like I said, they recruit around that area. And like I said, the quarterback's committed to go to Auburn. They got a other senior who's going to Georgia as a baseball player, as a wide receiver, excellent player. So they just got some talented players. It's going to be a tough challenge for Wayne County to go over there, get a win, but that's why they play the games. Coach Cribb, you can hear all his comments on the Coach's Show, going to air at 6. He talks about how it's been an unusual schedule. Had the Saturday game to begin this season. Now we got a Thursday game. So most students and players and coaches like to get on that regular schedule every Friday. That's normally where high school football is being played. But two of our games have been played not on Friday. A Saturday game at Georgia Southern to kick off the season, now a Thursday night game. And again, a reminder, if you're going over there, you got to have a ticket in advance. So go to gofan.com and make sure you purchase your ticket because there's no tickets over there. As people are asking about concessions, I think what I understand is there's no cash involved in that. It's kind of like TIA Bank. You got to have a debit card to get your.
Got to have a debit card to get it, huh?
That's what I understand. So that's all taking place tonight at 7. Again, our Coach's Show at 6. Pregame at 6:30, and we'll try to get over there and pull the big upset against the BC Cadets. But the JV team looked awfully good. I said I'd like to see that roster because I think some of those boys who played JV yesterday are probably going to be playing tonight as well. They got some big old boys on their JV team. So, but that was a nice game to watch yesterday. 2010 BC won it.
All right, someone had texted in and says that they were unable to purchase tickets for high school football game at GoFan online since it kept saying not available, come back soon. But they said they typed in Benedictine under school search and was given the choice home or visitor, and my visitor tickets went right through.
Yeah,
Go Jackets.
You want to make sure you get the visitor tickets because I want to sit on the right side. So
just type in Benedictine and then put in visitor on the GoFan thing.
GoFan.com.
That's right. They want to keep, government and big business wants to keep up with every single one of your purchases, so you're going to have to buy your tickets with a card, show them on your smartphone. So if you don't have one, go out and spend several $100s to get one. And then when you get there with the concessions, you can hand them a 5, 10, or 20, and they're just going to look at you like you're handing them the plague. And you're going to have a debit or a credit card in your wallet to be able to do that. And I thought this was America. Yeah. I thought good old cash was good anywhere, but apparently in some locations, cash is not accepted, and I think you're going to find that more common as government and big business want to keep up with every one of your purchases.
And I told Coach Cribb on that Coach's Show, I went to that Steeler-Jaguar game in TIA Bank, and I had no idea what the policy was. I go up there.
I knew it. Yeah.
I went up there to get some food at halftime, and I would throw. I said, I don't even have a debit card, so I was throwing cash.
I don't have a debit card.
They said, sorry, your cash isn't any good. Yeah, I said, why?
What do you mean cash is not any good? Says right there.
I couldn't even get a hot dog.
Issued by the government of the United States. What do you mean it's not any good?
But I said,
what have I, got to have?
Crazy times these days.
Yen? I have to have Bitcoin. Marks? What I got to have? This is America. Why isn't, don't get me started on that. Yeah. Once again, someone had texted in about the COVID vaccine being offered at Wayne Memorial. You want to go back over to that again? I can just read it from here.
It's Monday.
Okay. So once again, Wayne Memorial Hospital offering the COVID-19 vaccine, and it's coming when?
Monday from 2 to 5.
Okay, this Monday,
September
2 to 5.
20th at the conference room. So again, they ask people to park in the side parking lot, enter through the outdoor dining door. No appointment necessary. It'll be the Moderna vaccine, but they're giving it out Monday, 2 to 5, September 20th. And they'll have it on the news tomorrow, have it on the news Monday. So spread the word if you want to get the vaccine. There's another opportunity to do it at the hospital from 2 to 5 on Monday.
Okay. And it's absolutely free. Yep. FREE. That's a lot cheaper than a hospital stay. A lot cheaper.
There's a lot of discussions. A friend of mine had a suggestion. He says, if you go to the hospital for COVID and you're vaccinated, the hospital will pay. If you're unvaccinated, you got to pay.
I don't think that works that way.
I'm just saying.
The hospital didn't make the vaccine, And let's see here. It's just like in your case, you got vaccinated and then you got the virus and then you just had mild symptoms. You didn't even have to go to the hospital. You just hung around your apartment feeling okay, still able to take 3-mile walks every single day.
Popping vitamins.
Popping those vitamins. But if you had not have been vaccinated, yes, you would have been in the hospital. It says, happy birthday, Bino, the Dot Master. Sending that in.
Thank you.
Okay. Happy birthday to Bino, the Dot Master, saying happy birthday wishes to you there. Bob, 62 today.
62.
62.
Just an old man. I get to move up to the T's.
That's right.
I can't wait. See, we don't have a game tomorrow, so tomorrow afternoon I'm going to go check it out. The Gold Tees for the first time.
Let's
Pine
see.
Forest Country Club. Can't wait.
When we started the Butch and Bob Show, I was in my early 40s, and you were in your late 30s. When we started the Butch and Bob Show. Now we're both a couple of senior citizens, Bob. Been doing this a long time.
Had some great guests, though.
We've had some great shows through the year.
I said, good people. I said, been able to get the governor and presidents, and we've had all kinds of people on the Butch and Bob Show.
Yep.
And thanks to Jenny Jones, who coined it, the world famous members.
Yeah, Jenny Jones, Miss Wayne County.
She gets all the credit. She said, you're world famous. And she said, you need to call it the world famous Butch and Bob Show.
Okay.
How long ago was that?
Oh, that was in the 90s. Late 90s, I think. And who do we have on tomorrow?
Heather Altman, another candidate for City Council of District 6. She'll be in studio tomorrow. So looking forward to talking to her. That'll close out. She'll be the final of city. We've had them all. The two mayor candidates. We've had them all. Don Darden and Pam Schuman in District 2. We've had Tim Cockfield and Felicia Williams in District 3. We've had Bill Harvey in District 6, and Heather's the final candidate. And then after that, we'll start bringing in the contested Scriven. They got 2 contested races in Scriven for Seat 2 and Seat 5 out there in the city of Scriven. So we'll get those people in and talk to them. I understand there's a lot of signs out there in Scriven. I tell people all the time, signs don't vote, but they said there's a pile of signs for the council members running in Scriven.
The thing about it is you see candidates put their signs right on the edge of the road. Right. Well, by law, that's illegal. If you place, you have to be off that, you have to be certain X amount of feet. Actually, if there's a sidewalk there, you have to be on the inside of the sidewalk. So if you see a candidate and their sign is right next to the road, they broke the law. But the law looks the other way during campaigns.
Every time I see their signs, I think that song, signs everywhere, signs.
Yeah, back from the 60s, signs everywhere, signs.
Yeah.
But
there's a pile of them out there.
Yeah.
They're out there campaigning.
All right. Well, Bob, you have a most wonderful day.
Yep.
And happy birthday, Bob.
See everybody in Savannah.
All right. 833 Big Dog Country Radio, WIFO, 105.5 FM in Jessup. World famous Butch and Bob Show, brought to you by O'Quinn & Associates Country Financial, Damon's Famous Fingers and Wings, Murphy Builder Supply, and First Southern Bank.